Hey, want to learn about WordPress speed optimization and make your website go from this to this? Well, you clicked on the right video. I'll show you all the ways you can double your site's loading speeds without spending lots of money. Alright, before we start, there's no one universal way to speed up WordPress website, and in some approaches, there's a lot of technical know-how involved. So I'll only talk about the methods of website speed optimization that actually worked for me. And don't you worry, I'll make it as simple as possible. To test the results, we're going to use PageSpeed Insights and one website as an example to see how much we can improve its loading times. But just throwing numbers and percentages at you isn't really beneficial. Let's understand what they mean. We naturally want to get all these four metrics as close to 100% as possible, but for this video, we're focusing only on performance. Scrolling down, we can see the first Contentful Paint metric. It marks the first point in the page load timeline where the user can see anything on the screen. This should be as low as possible. Next, largest Contentful Paint, time until the largest image or text block is rendered. This can be a bit higher since the largest element can be at the bottom and doesn't affect the user experience that much. The last thing, Speed Index, shows when all elements that the user can see have been rendered. Let's begin the test. Oh, and also feel free to use timestamps to find what you need the most. Okay, so I've built my test website and it currently has these metrics: LCP 4.7, FCP 1.8, and SI 3.1. Not so great results that we can definitely improve upon. The first and the easiest thing I can do is move to a faster, better, stronger hosting provider. A bad provider can tank even the most optimized website, and in most cases, optimizing slow hosting is a pointless task. My recommendation is Hostinger, and for a few good reasons. First, it's very affordable, without any hidden fees or extras. Second, it offers a completely free migration for WordPress websites. But the most important factor, it comes with fast, light-speed servers and offers nearly every optimization that we'll be using today. Basically, this means I don't need to install any third-party tools or buy any plugins. If you still don't have a Hostinger plan, then I highly recommend starting with shared hosting, since you can always upgrade when needed. Oh, and I've also left my most up-to-date discount links in the description, so you can grab hosting with an even better deal. Right, let's transfer my site. I'll go into my Hostinger account, go to Websites, click here to add new, and select Transfer my website. Then I'll just add my login details and give up to 3 days to automatically transfer all my content. If I want to do it quicker, I can export my WordPress files and re-upload them here. However, this approach might not work for large websites, since there is a 256 megabyte file size limit. Alright, so I've transferred my website to Hostinger and it seems to be working just fine. Now, I haven't touched any optimization options or anything yet, so let's just check out how much just transferring did. Oh, okay, so we basically doubled the speed and improved all aspects. Nice start. The next big step in website speed optimization is to minimize the size of your media. More specifically, images. Yes, I too like to add high-quality photos to my website, but the reality is it's just not needed for 99% of users. In fact, most high-quality photos can be optimized and reduced 3 to 4 times in size without any noticeable loss in quality. Look at these two images. Which one is 13 megabytes and which one is 1.3? You probably can't tell the difference, and that's the whole point. Alright, let's go to work. If you're with Hostinger, then it's really simple. First, I'll go to the Lightspeed plugin and select Image Optimization. Once I click this button, it will ask me to set up a domain key. I'll click here and select the Request Domain Key option. Wait around 2 minutes and refresh the page. Voila! The key is active. Save the changes, return to Image Optimization, and once again, click here to start the process. You can optimize around 200 images at once, so you might need to come back and click the button again. but there's helpful information on the site to indicate your process. If you're not using Hostinger, but your hosting runs Lightspeed servers, you can still optimize the website speed with this method. For everyone else, it's a bit more complicated. Most free plugins have stricter limitations or offer actually bad quality. My best recommendation is to use Smush or Image Optimizer. The most frustrating approach, if all fails, download all your images, run them through a web optimizer like Optimizilla, and then re-upload images with the same name. Let's move on to motion pictures, or, videos. The rule of thumb here is that you want to avoid hosting videos locally on your website. A better approach is to link or embed them through YouTube or other video sharing services. What's best is that the new WordPress Gutenberg editor makes it very easy to do so. Just paste the YouTube link and it will be immediately embedded. Then I can mess with the settings on the right menu. Though natively, there are not a lot of options. So if you want something special, check out these plugins. If you can't do that, then we need to minimize the video size and quality. To do so, we can use any editing program like Premiere Pro or free Handbrake video transcoder. Try to experiment and find a nice middle ground between the video still looking normal and the smaller size itself. The last thing is there's lazy loading for videos. It's just a fancy way of saying that objects only in user view load. Basically, we make it so the video doesn't need to load every time the web page is loaded. Let's change how this video is hosted and see whether it changed the results. Oh, slight improvement. Great. One of the most important aspects, which is more of an overall principle, keep your website light and simple. Of course, that does not apply to all websites, but you should just ask yourself, what are users coming to your site for? If it's a blog, they probably come for your thoughts. No reason to make the header bounce and the text fade in. For general WordPress advice, don't use any fancy plugins and tools for animations. Yes, that plugin that makes it snow on your design is really cool, but if it adds nearly 2 seconds to website loading time, how much does that animation actually benefit your goals? Just remember how the web looked in 2000s and never repeat the same mistakes. Keep it simple, keep it fast. For my side, I've turned off all animations, like this one, and removed all plugins that are absolutely not needed. The results after this, well, they're quite good. Next up, most hosting websites are located on one physical server, and users furthest from that server will get much slower loading times. That's simple physics. Even if the information travels very, very fast, it still has to, travel the distance. How can we solve this issue? By implementing a content delivery network, or CDN for short. It's a network of hundreds, sometimes thousands of servers around the world that stores a copy of my website and delivers one from the closest servers. I can implement CDN in 2 ways. If I'm using Hostinger, I upgrade to the business plan and then simply activate this option. Then just wait a bit, up to 48 hours or so, and that's it. A CDN is active for your site. If you're using a different provider or cheaper plan, we can implement a free Cloudflare account. First, create an account, add your domain name, and change your name servers. The last step will differ from provider to provider, but you need to find your domain controls, select a domain, and find where to configure name servers or DNS. If it doesn't work, you can just ping customer support. So let's see the results before CDN implementation and after. Not that big of a change, but remember, this step is more to equalize loading times worldwide. Oh, and if this video helped you speed up WordPress website, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Cybernews YouTube channel. Thanks in advance. For the final step, I want to talk about more advanced options, mainly code minifications. Your website runs on lots of small code files, and each of them needs to be read before your site loads. Now, you've probably seen what a snippet of code looks like, clean and easily readable. But there's a lot of empty space and unoptimized parts. So minifying turns this code into this. While not massive, doing this for all code files will make a noticeable difference. The best way to do this task is to use a plugin. Hostinger's Lightspeed Cache plugin is perfect for that. I can go to Page Optimizations and turn on all 3 codes: HTML, CSS, and JS to minify the versions. However, I highly recommend turning it one at a time and checking whether everything on your website works. Sometimes messing with code, especially if you have something custom, can break your design. But with Litespeed plugin, I can always just turn off minification and use the original code. Alright, those are all of my recommendations on how to improve website speed. As you can see, now my website hits a 95% performance score and loads nearly 3 times faster than it did before. And we didn't need to do any complex technical work or pay for extra services. Fast hosting provider, a few free WordPress tools, and good web development principles. All you need to be the fastest website in the block. Oh, and if you followed along, how much faster is your website after this? Thanks for watching my WordPress speed optimization video. I hope it helped you solve your issues. If it did, why not pay back with a like and a subscribe to the Cybernews channel? Oh, and if you want to learn more about Hostinger and its performance, I have a full review right here. Well, have a nice day, and I'll see you all later.